Bueno, ciao, namaste, ni hao, bonjour, hello. I'm glad you're here and decided to show up for this weekly's live broadcast. Today, I want to talk about Costa Rica. It's a fabulous country. And the biggest thing, if you've ever been to Costa Rica, you'll know the saying they have down there. It's called La Pura Vida. And in pure translation, it means the pure life. Now, that doesn't really capture what it means. And that's why you need a good translation company every time you're doing translation, because it has to capture the meaning. Pura vida is so much more than that. It's about the simple life, the good life, accept it as it is and see the good parts of it. And so I'm so excited to talk about Costa Rica. So with the Pura Vida comes good literacy rates. When I was looking up to find out where they're ranked, they're one of the highest around the world. And what was interesting to me is Ukraine is ranked even higher. So, I'm still thinking about all the Ukrainians and the rough times that they're going through. But Costa Rica has a high literacy rate, and that means that they're really great for talking to people, education, having jobs down there. The schools and the universities have committed to providing an excellent foundation, not only of general learning, but of technology learning. And they have a significant percentage of post-secondary graduates to make sure that people are employable. They've got a stable government. They don't fund a military. They're geographically close to a lot of different companies, so they do a lot of international work. They've got competitive tax incentives for its economic free trade zones areas. And a lot of industries are going into Costa Rica because of this. And in the early 2000s, Costa Rica began investing in its nearshore outsourcing industry, and the government created incentives to attract foreign investors. Now, if you haven't heard the term nearshoring, it's a takeoff of the word offshoring. Now, if you're here and you have any questions or you've been to Costa Rica, certainly put it in the chat. I don't like this to be a one-way conversation. I like this to be interactive. So I know some of you will be watching this recorded, but if you're not, you can certainly chat and come on with me there. So back to offshoring and nearshoring. Offshoring is sending stuff to, like, we're familiar with going to the Philippines or Vietnam for manufacturing, or China. Nearshoring is down in Mexico or Costa Rica is a hotspot for that because it's same time zone and it's not as far to travel if you need to do it. So the advantage of nearshoring Costa Rica are not only the time zones, but they've got lower labor costs than the United States or sometimes even Mexico. It is increased efficiency because, like I mentioned, the time zone, transportation, communication, and just coordinating logistics. It's got reduced risks because you can solve problems quicker and build it in a preventative way when travel is closer and time zones are quicker. They're very flexible in Costa Rica with the pura vida attitude. They can change to market conditions quickly, and they're tied into the United States. And it reduces a culture gap. I mean, we're very familiar with Latino cultures here in the United States. So even though the Latino cultures vary dramatically between countries, there is a similar language and they're local enough where we can learn more about it. If you want to learn more about how you can nearshore your telemarketing, I did a great podcast interview with Richard Blank. It's episode number 84 of the Global Marketing Show. And the title is Telemarketers and Jukeboxes in Costa Rica. So he talks about how he's from Pennsylvania and how he's grown a business there and how a lot of American businesses are working there. So just go to your favorite listening app and search for Global Marketing Show and look for episode number 84 with Richard Blank. What are some of the industries that are nearshoring? Well, there's technical ones like software development, web and app design. You've got the contact center services like the telemarketing. You've got business process outsourcing. There's data entry and analysis, education. And then you get into the design or IT services. So design of user interface and user experience, and then IT services. So there's a lot that's going on down there. How about just some fun facts about Costa Rica? Well, the official language is Spanish, although a lot of the people down there are bilingual, particularly if you go down to the tourist areas or the city areas where there's nearshoring, and that's the most common second language. It's good to know the word ticos and ticas because you're going to hear that a lot. Costa Ricans refer to themselves as ticos or ticas, depending on if they're male or female. They're divided into 7 provinces, so it's good to know where they are so you can refer to that part of the country. My son is going down there for college, or will have gone after, when, depending on when you watch this, and he'll be in the Limon region. Now, there's a difference between a soda and a pulperia. A soda is a small informal restaurant that you can get local dishes like chicken and rice and beans and salad for just $2 to $3 US a plate. Now, you'd go to a pulperia if you want to get essential foodstuffs like canned goods, eggs, milk, bread, and some light produce. And they got a nice gift from Taiwan. The bridge that connects the Nicoya Peninsula out in the Pacific side of the country and the main line is called the Tempisque Bridge, and that was a gift from Taiwan. So Costa Rica is a very interesting company, particularly if you're thinking about offshoring or nearshoring. I just want to go back to the translation. Even though a lot of people speak English, if you're targeting the country to sell your goods and services, make sure you have a high quality translation for your website. Make sure that you have a high quality translation for any user manuals. Make sure if you have employees that are bilingual for anything that's really important, offer it in Spanish. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. You can do it with telephone interpreting. You can do it with live in-person interpreter, or if it's material you're going to use again and again, you use written translation. So I hope you learned something about Costa Rica today, and we'll be talking about Spanish in an upcoming episode. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, or you can keep watching. And don't miss out on new posts by subscribing to our channel. And if you want to talk to Rapport International about all your translation and interpretation needs, or about growing your business into new markets, use the link below for a free 30-minute consultation.